Thanks, Jill. So you talk to the candidates and they all say they are cautiously optimistic, they're feeling the momentum, and they have the grassroots support. Well, let's see what the real deal is with Neil Milner. He is KITV4's political analyst. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks
I'm cautiously optimistic.
So am I.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the mayor's race that we
Sure.
just heard about. And Civil Beat's latest poll shows that he has 51% of the vote. So given everything that you know, do you think that Ben Cayetano could actually win this race outright?
Well, it's possible. The polls here are a little bit up and down, and there have been some differences. I think that Ben Cayetano, the fundamental thing is that he's way ahead, and that there is a chance that he could get 50% plus one. I'm a little bit cautious about that. I think that he might get a little bit less than that. But he's the front runner. He's been the front runner all along. He has never lost much of the support despite all of the attack ads on him. So whether he gets that 50%, I'm sure he would like to get it, but he still is going to go into the next round as the strongest candidate.
When Mayor Carlisle was elected, you know, he had strong popularity, high name recognition. What's happened over the last couple of years, and now he's trailing in the polls?
Well, he became the mayor, first of all. And being a mayor, it's harder to keep those high positives that you can keep when you're a prosecuting attorney. The other thing that happened is very simple: Ben Cayetano. If it weren't for Ben Cayetano coming in and presenting a very strong anti-rail position and a very strong candidate besides, rail would still be going forward now the way most public works projects go. People would be complaining about it. There'd be little starts and stops along the way. But Peter Carlisle could make the argument that we're going forward and continuing. So those are the two things that really changed.
The Civil Beat shows that Mazie Hirono and Ed Case are neck and neck in the race for the U.S. Senate. So do you think that this is going to be a matter of turnout in terms of who's successful on Saturday between those two?
Well, I think that could make a difference. The race has been very much like the race was predicted early on. There are certain fundamental things about this race. Mazie Hirono is a stalwart Democrat who appeals to the most stalwart Democrats. Ed Case does not. Ed Case has trouble with the people on the left of the party because they think he's too conservative, and he has trouble with those people on the old-time Democrats. So what one of the things Ed Case tries to do is to increase the turnout, presuming that the people who are more likely to turn out, and here he's correct, are less attached to the regular Democratic candidate. So yeah, a lower turnout is probably going to benefit Mazie Hirono.
In the 2nd Congressional District, latest polls show that Tulsi Gabbard is ahead of Mufi Hanneman. As you know, longtime politician, huge name recognition. Tulsi Gabbard, a relative newcomer to politics. So why do you think she's actually been able to do so well in such a short amount of time?
Well, she's done, whether the polls are exactly accurate or not, she's done really well, and she did exactly what has to be done. The question is whether she's had enough time to do it. Her race is about what almost any new politician's race is, new in terms of running at that level. You have to have your name recognized, and people have to like you. If you looked at the early polls, no one knew who she was. I mean, it was just about what you would expect. If you look at what's happened along the way, is that she has an enormous increase in the number of people who know her, and people like her. And she's run a very good campaign, but it's sort of like running a race from behind, whether the race is going to be long enough for her to catch up with Mufi Hanneman at the end. It's going to be a close one, and it's been a pretty dramatic one. In some ways, the most interesting race because she's a newcomer. She's different. She's not like the other people who've run for those seats over the years.
And really quickly, Neil, let's talk about the Big Island mayor's race. That's where Ryan is going to be. You've got the incumbent, Mayor Billy Quinoy, and then you have former Mayor Harry Kim jumping in, and it's all against Councilman Dominic Yagang. Harry Kim has hardly raised any money, so do you think he has a chance?
Well, you know, the politics on the neighbor island are always much more wild and woolly than they are here, and Billy Quinoy is very formative. Harry Kim, what can you say about Harry Kim? Most of the time, when people have no money and they've kind of been out of politics for a while and they're getting old, it works against them. Harry Kim is one of the few people who may make it work for him. But still, I don't care if it's the Big Island or, you know, how small a place is. It's pretty hard to run a campaign if you don't have any kind of financial issues to do it. It means you have to rely on your old reputation, and I don't know if that's enough.
Well, I know it's going to be a long night, Neil Milner, but we really appreciate you being here this morning, and we'll see you guys on Saturday. Okay.
Thanks.
And don't forget, everything that you need to know before you vote can be found on our website. Go to KITV.com and head to the politics section. We put everything from the polling sites to the candidate profiles in one convenient spot. And for live coverage on Election Day, tune into KITV4 News for the latest information. We'll have live reports from the state capitol and the campaign headquarters as the returns come in. Our live coverage begins at 5 p.m. tomorrow, August 11th. It is 6:42. We'll be right back.